Welcome to MEGJC 101, a podcast about the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and our contribution to building a resilient Jamaica. I'm your host, Danny Clark. Come, look at talk. Welcome back to another episode of MEGJC 101. In today's episode, we take a look at just how the ministry strategically plans for national development. When we talk about building hope, building Jamaica, we aren't just referring to physical infrastructure. It's about strategically planning and ensuring that every policy and program has intentional and meaningful impact. This is where our strategic planning, performance monitoring, evaluation, and risk management branch comes in. In this episode, we'll be speaking with Ms. Monique Gibbs, Senior Director of the branch, to understand how the ministry ensures that our policies are aligned with national goals and that we are truly making a difference. But before we get into it, let's take a quick break from a word from our sponsor.
MEGJC. There's a need for a place like this. 8 crucial portfolios under one roof. For your convenience with expedience, your experience is the real difference. Where policy impacts change. Here at MEGJC,
Feel it.
Feel the difference.
See the difference of the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation.
See the difference.
The MEGJC.
You can feel it. MEGJC.
Welcome back to MEGJC 101. Ms. Gibbs, welcome to the program today. Let's jump right into things. I know that the name of your branch is a little lengthy, but we're going to talk about the role. So what is the role of the strategic planning, performance monitoring, evaluation, and risk management branch in the MEGJC?
Okay, thank you for having me, Danny. All right, so we can break it up into bite sizes, a long name. So strategic planning, meaning that we're setting out what we're looking to do, what we're forecasting to do within a particular period, whether it's an annual period or a medium-term period. Performance monitoring evaluation, which comes after we set the plan, how we're tracking, how we're doing things, and more so evaluating the impact that we've had or that we've gained from the initiatives that we've implemented. And then it comes in the framework of risk management, ensuring that we are cross-checking these initiatives to make sure that we achieve end goal that we want to achieve.
All right, wonderful. So you are the right person then for us to talk to about the ministry's mandate. You know, many persons may say Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, give me some jobs. Let's talk about the money, economic growth. But what is the ministry's mandate?
The Ministry of Economic Growth, as you know, was established in 2016. It may have been a little bit uncertain for persons, but as we go through, every year we see more and more the entire mandate and what the vision and the whole mission of the arm of the ministry was. So we're looking to foster economic growth and job creation, and how we do it is through the various portfolio areas that we have and ensuring that we do it in a sustainable way. So we always use the jargon of the blueprint for sustainable economic growth and job creation. So no, we're not providing immediate jobs here, but through the infrastructure works that we do, through the other activities that we do in the ministry, we're providing an increase in labor and job creation. At the end of it, also contributing to GDP through our economic growth initiatives.
Okay, so we are facilitating the environment.
An enabling environment,
Right.
to always say.
Yes. All right, so talk to us now about the vision and mission of the MEGJC.
Okay, so from the mandate, you can see how it cascades down. So I'm going to actually read the vision right now. A Jamaican economy which consistently meets or exceeds its growth targets while providing meaningful jobs and economic opportunities for all in a sustainable manner. And I purposefully choose to read it and read it very slowly so it can resonate with persons. And from that, now we're going to the very mission. So we're coming down now to a more operational level. And what we do here, we provide visionary leadership, appropriate legislation, and innovative policies, because we're a policy-based ministry, even though we have programs. And now the coordinated implementation, which facilitates investment, sustained growth and prosperity, again, for all in an environmentally sustainable manner. So you can see all the facets of the ministry, our portfolio areas within our mission, and then cascades upwards now, or goes upwards now to our vision.
Yeah, That's good. So we can see now, based on the mandate of the ministry, as you spoke about earlier, now we see how it is that the vision and the mission aligns with that, and now people can have a clearer understanding as to what it is that we do. And I like the idea of the policies, I like the inclusion of the policies, because a lot of what we do is really policy driven. And sometimes people tend to forget that. But I want you to remember, listeners, we are a policy driven ministry, but we have our agencies that implement several projects that creates the environment for job creation and economic growth and development. All right, so we're going to talk now about the ministry's strategic plans and how it is that these align with Jamaica's Vision 2030 goals.
All right, so we, based on the template that we have to adhere to from the Cabinet Office, and even when we get the call from the Ministry of Finance, we have to, if this starts from the Sustainable Development Goals. And then we cascade down to the Vision 2030. We're under Goals 3 and 4. So Goal 3 is Jamaica's economy is prosperous, and Goal 4 deals with a healthy natural environment. So under those 2 national goals, we're under about 7 to 8 national outcomes. I'm going to just mention them quickly. 7, a stable and macroeconomy. 8, an enabling business environment. 9, a strong economic infrastructure. We have construction, which falls on the national outcome 12. Of course, we're going to the environment 13, 14, 15, which deals with sustainable management and use of environment and natural resources, urban renewal and rural development, and of course, climate change, which you know where the climate change history. So after we have that overarching framework, we then drill down now into establishing our strategic objectives and our outcomes and the priority areas that we have for whether annual period, which is our operational plan, or for a 4-year period, which is the strategic plan. And then this cascades now down into the branches, and then of course to the work plan level for the employees. So everything should be interconnected so we can achieve the mission of the ministry, a coordinated implementation.
Okay, wonderful. You touched on it a bit a while ago, but let me just ask you, how do strategic plans advise policy and program planning?
The strategic plans, by virtue of us ensuring that we are aligned, because all the plans are created from the inputs from the internal ministry and from the agencies. So from that, you actually have a roadmap for what you're going to be doing for the next 4 years. Of course, it's aligned to the budget because we're under the MTRBD, which is the medium-term framework for budgeting. So it has to be driven by money because we can't plan in a vacuum.
Right.
So that is how critical your strategic plan to outlay, looking down the future, what you're going to be doing for the next 4 years. You're not just ad hoc. And then you break that out now into the annual so that you know what you're doing every quarter.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so what are some of the key priority areas for the ministry in the upcoming financial year? This will be 25-26. We know we would have had some major achievements for 24-25, but talk to us about 25-26.
All right, 25-26 is going to be a very critical year, I think, for this ministry, because we have set the stage for so many initiatives that we need to see coming through to fruition in this year, whether internally or at the agency level. So if I can pick up on the area of water, we would have had the water policy would have improved from about 2019. So what we're looking to do now is to assiduously roll out all those water infrastructure projects to ensure that we have full access to potable water for our citizens. So whether it's being done through the water policy unit here or through rural water supply or through NWC, that is a big mandate for us. We have some projects coming up in the grill and also the, we call it the black tank project, but it is the project that we seek to treat with disaster mitigation, because we do know that drought is a real thing. We're actually coming up into the drought season now, so it's important that persons have access to water in their homes. For housing, I know we talk a lot about housing. I can't say, much more about that, but through HAJ, especially through this ministry, we have the new social housing program and other key initiatives which seek to provide access to shelter for our citizens. And of course, we just approved the policy, the housing policy. We're working on the housing public-private partnership policy. So you see how the policy framework actually sets the stage for how we roll out.
Yes.
Also, from a legislative perspective, we're looking at our real estate and our shared communities bill. So also while we're also dealing with policy, we're also doing the legislation. So when we roll out through the real estate board or through the rent assessment board, the framework is there so everybody knows how we proceed. Works, I mean, the National Works Agency, with all that they have to do, NROC through what they're doing in terms of those major highways. We are seeing now the construction industry policy being revised. And we know construction is a big thing right now. It is where the labor is and the employment. It is where the economic growth and contribution to GDP is coming. So by the virtue of the ministry setting out that framework and with the public rights of way policy that we're dealing with, it is important to how we move forward in our construction because NWA has a suite of projects to implement coming up this year. We know Spark, we know CapEx.
Yeah. All right. So we are at our final question. How does strategic planning help to build out the framework of the ministry?
I call it a hub, call it a central repository for information, for data crunching. It's a central hub for planning, as it says, for reporting, for monitoring. We're also involved in other activities we treat with our Auditor General responses, our Integrity Commission responses, we treat with corporate governance, so like treating with the boards. So it's and I appreciate how it is structured because it allows us to be able to respond quickly to requests as they come because of how we have to contribute to the plans and then produce the reports.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Gibbs, for being with us today on MEGJC 101. We look forward to speaking with you another time because we recognize that your branch has a whole lot to tell the Jamaican people, and I'm sure that they want to hear some more from you. So until next time, we'll talk.
Okay, thank you too.
Now, in our last episode of Cackle, Marlene was completely done with Junior because he wasn't staying up to date with what was happening in the ministry and happened to have Dirty Up Jamaica. Let's see what's happening with them on this episode of Cackle.
Me say housing, water, the people them a wait. Economic growth, we can't hesitate. Infrastructure, we are elevate. Sustainability, we appreciate. In the environment, we are building nation. MEGJC, we are build this land. Crackle with joy as we move along for a better future.
Marlene, me know me mess up the last time. Me should have never throw the garbage on the ground, but me change now. Me I try to do better.
Me have to see it to believe it, Junior.
No, for real. Me even start follow the MEGJC things them. You hear about, see the different campaign?
Oh, and what you know about it?
No, well, it show how the ministry project really impact people's life. I remember how you always talk about housing. The campaign show real families who get new homes and how it changed them life.
Go on.
Plus them break down the big road projects so people can see why they were important. And the water project, you didn't know say some people finally get clean water in them community.
Well, that actually sound good.
Me tell you the campaign and make people see the real work, the progress, the difference.
Wait the Junior. I read that for your hand?
No, me just well prepared.
Junior, me done. Yes, still not serious. This are the last straw. Me done.
See the difference? Feel the difference. Engage. Learn. Build Jamaica's future with the MEGJC. Welcome to What's Happening, straight out of the MEGJC, where we stay up to the time and make you know what's going on in the ministry. From the latest updates to the freshest initiatives, we're there for give uno the scoop. So make you take a seat, kick back, and get ready for hear all the things that are going on in this segment of What's Happening. March is a powerhouse month for environmental awareness, with 3 major observances back to back. March 21 marks the International Day of Forests, followed by World Water Day on March 22 and World Meteorological Day on March 23, each highlighting the crucial role of forests, water, and weather, reminding us of their impact on our daily lives and the importance of sustainable management. The government of Jamaica is making a major investment on Jamaica's water future. Prime Minister Dr. The Most Honorable Andrew Holness has announced that billions will be allocated in 2025 for water infrastructure projects, to expand access and improve reliability. With over $7.3 billion already under contract and an additional $2.9 billion in procurement, the National Water Commission, NWC, is ramping up its efforts to increase potable water coverage from 78% to 85%. With drought conditions impacting several parishes, the government of Jamaica approved $150 million for emergency water trucking, with $40 million being dispersed immediately to the most affected areas including Manchester, Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, and sections of Portland and St. Thomas. In addition, 10,000 water tanks will be distributed island-wide to strengthen household water storage. Relief is on the way for Greater Portmore. The NWC has launched emergency rehabilitation works at the western sewage ponds to address severe water buildup that has affected residents, businesses, and students. The project includes desludging, installing aerators and additional pumps, and exploring deodorizing solutions to improve air quality. To stay connected and updated about the latest happenings in the ministry, be sure to follow our social media pages on X, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram at MEGJC_JM. That's all for what's happening. Stay tuned for more updates on just how we're building a better Jamaica together.
And that's a wrap on another episode of MEGJC 101. We hope you gained valuable insights into how strategic planning shapes Jamaica's development. If after this episode you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@megjc.gov.jm or drop us a message or leave a comment on our social media pages on X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at MEGJC_JM. Remember to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm your host, Janie Clark.